Alright, welcome to Lex Universe. I'm bringing you another video and this will be the conclusion of our Cyprus trip, and I want to address several useful tips and things you should know before you come to Cyprus. So let's address the most important thing first. When we are talking about Cyprus, we are de facto talking about two separate entities. I mean, from the international point of view, the Cyprus is one whole state, one republic that is member of the European Union. But if you are a traveler going to Cyprus, you have to understand that these two entities have been separate for nearly 40 years, ever since the northern part was occupied by Turkey in 1974. Whenever you actually cross from from the southern to the northern part, you have to go through this border check and show your passport or ID card. So these two states, let's say, the southern Cyprus and the northern Cyprus, are separate in almost everything. In the southern part, you can pay by euro. The most common language is Greek, although you can find most of the signs also in English and strangely in Russian. While in the northern part, they actually, even though they accept euro in some touristy places, the tourist industry is not as developed as you would think, and in most cases they accept only Turkish lira. So either you need to exchange them when you cross the border in Nicosia or any other place, but I think that Nicosia is the most accessible place, or there are ATMs where you can withdraw. Another thing that you should understand: if you are a European Union citizen, then it really doesn't make any difference. You just cross the border, you can show only your ID card, so the southern or even the northern part does not recognize that you have already crossed. The reason I'm saying this is, if you're not the European Union citizen, you will need to show your passport, and they will probably stamp it somewhere, not in Nicosia for that matter. But the thing is, if you cross from Turkey to the northern Cyprus and then you want to go to the southern Cyprus, they will probably not let you in, because you didn't enter, from their point of view, Cyprus in a legal way. Yeah. So that's one thing. Another thing, when you're in Nicosia, you should understand that along the border, you should definitely put your cell phone to the mode where it doesn't search automatically for a cellular network, because it can hop to the Turkish part, and unless if you have a SIM card in the European Union, then you can be charged a really lot for the roaming fees. So think about that. Now, one more thing about this division of Cyprus. This has been the matter of controversy for quite some time, and a lot of people died during the conflict in the 70s and even ever since. So a lot of people are still a little sensitive about the subject, so I wouldn't bring it up at all. And to be honest, from my point, I don't endorse any side of the conflict. It's not my place, and I report this from the actual point of view, because, I mean, you cannot go to Cyprus and think, okay, it's internationally recognized, one single country, I don't have to worry about it. That's not how it is. I mean, I know it's controversial, but that's just the state of things that you will experience there, so you have to consider it like that, or at least I do. Now, another thing that we should address is like traveling in Cyprus. You can rent a car and then you drive along the place as much as you want. You can even cross to the north, even though you will need to buy a separate insurance at the border. But you should remember that they're driving on the left side of the road, so if you're not used to that, it could be problematic. Also, even if you don't drive, then you should be aware that The place is not extremely pedestrian friendly. They have traffic lights, but not as much for the pedestrians, so you just cross the street whenever you have the chance. So another way of traveling in Cyprus is by bus. They have kind of a bus network. The thing that I feel is the most problematic one is, and you can actually say it in general, it's really hard to actually find out any exact timetable. On their official site you will find out the time that the bus departs from the first stop and the time it arrives to the last one, and kind of the ones in between you just kind of have to figure out yourself, which especially when the buses go once per hour in the best scenario, then it can be really problematic. Overall, traveling in Cyprus is quite cheap. Like the single journey ticket in Paphos costs 150. We went from Paphos to Nicosia for like €7, and the thing is you cannot buy it in advance, or at least I don't know how, and you just buy from the driver. They usually speak English, so that's kind of helpful. Well, in the north the situation is a little bit more, let's say, adventurous. They have buses, but they do not go that often. The usual way of transportation inside the city and intercity is by these domuses, which is the typical Turkish shared taxi, let's say, or minibus. They usually try to fill them up first, and then they depart to their destination. You can always see the destination written on the domus. Yeah. Now the prices in the north are even lower than in the south. But as I said, yeah, you just have to wait for the whole minibus to fill out, which doesn't really usually take that long. Now another point that you should definitely consider before you come to Cyprus is they use the British power outlet. So if you're from Europe or basically anywhere else than Britain, Malta and Cyprus, then you need some power adapter. Overall, Cyprus is a member of the European Union, so you don't have to expect some real exotics, but from the European standards, many of the things that you may be used to from the Western standard are not as developed as you may think. But on the other hand, I think that Cyprus is really kind of unexplored when you consider it with the rest of the European Union, or even Europe in general. When we arrived, there were so little tourists there, so I really enjoyed it, and I really recommend you to come, and for your own sake, cross the border and go to the north, because I mean, even the wall in Nicosia, it's such a surrealistic experience. I cannot even recommend it enough. It was really a great trip. So I really hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a like below. Subscribe to my channel, check out my other social media, share my videos, and recommend me to others. And I will see you on the next trip. Have a great day.